Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about Google the address UberEats customers orders from the Burger Den and the Meltdown. They're both just a major fast food chain. So what they're describing right off the headline is the concept of a ghost kitchen, or otherwise known as a virtual restaurant, which is a restaurant within a restaurant that only exists digitally and can be ordered from apps like Doordash, UberEats, Grubhub, and acts as almost an external source of income for these restaurants. And some people actually have a problem with it because they did not intend to order from Chili's, and yet they got an order from Chili's. Not to mention, this could be a little bit confusing to a newer Doordash, UberEats, or Grubhub driver seeing it's just wings, and you get there and it's Chili's. Or getting to the Meltdown and it's Denny's, or the Roasted Wing and it's Anthony's Cold Fire Pizza. The list goes on. So with that said, I want to go over everything that is being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers, as well as their corresponding customers and restaurants and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. An UberEats customer reveals that several local restaurants operate out of the chain restaurants Denny's and Chili's. In a TikTok with almost 3 million views as of Sunday, user Sarahshooots at Sarahshooots Googles the addresses of local restaurants in UberEats and finds out that they are housed in larger commercial restaurants. The things you do for content, huh? I'm going to leave our TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject.
My favorite thing to do is get on a delivery app and anywhere I haven't seen before, Google the address and see what it really is and what they're hiding. Do this on any food delivery app, but for the ease of this video, let's just look at Uber Eats.
Is it really that they're hiding it, or is that just another source of income for them as opposed to just their main branch? I don't think that's so much as a hiding of the subject. They're just trying to make more money. Can it lead to a little bit of deception? Maybe, if you're not doing research on the subject, but it looks like you are, so what's the big deal?
So here we have the Burger Den at 5501 Leesburg Pike. Huh, I never heard of the Burger Den before. What's that? Oh, 5501 Leesburg Pike. It's a Denny's.
She returns to the Uber Eats homepage of the Burger Den, which includes menu items such as the Build Me a Burger, Double the Fun Burger, and Vibe with Shrooms Burger. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like the Burger Den is actually catering to a very specific audience, if you know what I mean. Although I gotta tell you, that's solid marketing, to say the least.
Look how convincing this is. Look how fun the Burger Den is. Feel the burn burger. Vibe with Shrooms Burger. Spill the bourbon burger.
Okay, real talk though. Let's say the Burger Den actually became a physical location, right? Would you actually go there at that point? And would they be a sustainable business? Because I'll tell you what, this seems like solid marketing, and I feel like this could become its own physical location if it could, but honestly, I think it's just another source of income and they're kind of just vibing with it.
Ooh, the Meltdown, 5501 Leesburg Pike. That looks kind of good. Guys, it's still Denny's. They're just posing as multiple different brands.
Yeah, there's a lot of restaurants that operate out of a single restaurant, and most people wouldn't know the difference until they do this kind of research. Is it that big of a deal? Honestly, it really depends on who you're asking, but in my opinion, it's just a restaurant trying to have multiple sources of income for drivers. It's a little confusing, but we kind of figure it out as long as it's in the pickup instructions. And finally, to customers, there seems to be a lot that have problems with it. But here's the other question. Do they put the same level of effort and quality into those orders as opposed to what they serve in their restaurant? That's the other side.
Ooh, I'm really craving some wings. Have you guys ever been to It's Just Wings at 6601 Richmond Highway? It's Chili's. It's just a Chili's. This one's super interesting. Sunday best breakfast sandwiches. Well, that would be the small business bottom of the gate cafe, which also moonlights as breakfast in bed delivery on Grubhub. A lot of small businesses do.
You see, that's the thing right there. It's not just a big franchise thing. It's a small business thing as well. It's an opportunity to earn more money. There's a ghost kitchen out here. Yes, you can go in and order, but their main source of income is all virtual brands. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but you gotta know what you're getting into when you walk in.
This is Billy's Cafe at 3907 Lee Highway. So here we can find them as Hatch House, 3907 Lee Highway, same address, aka Daydream Breakfast Burritos, AKA the salad dream. What can't they do?
But that's just it. Is there anything that chefs literally can't do in terms of a lot of these Americanized items? Do you know how many customers ask for special requests and they somehow find a way to make it happen? Like, seriously. So why couldn't they capitalize on the opportunity by actually having more brand names available and more virtual real estate, if you will? There's a name for the phenomenon Sarah is describing, referred to as ghost kitchens. This model allows restaurants without a brick and mortar to operate out of the kitchen of a popular restaurant and are only available via third-party delivery service like Grubhub, UberEats, and Postmates. As the model increases in popularity, however, there are conflicting opinions on its validity, with many people finding ghost kitchens shady and deceptive. But why is it considered deceptive? Like, I understand that if there are certain restaurants that you just do not want to order from, like you're boycotting Chili's or something like that, and then you order from It's Just Wings and it turns out it's Chili's, or you order from Maggiano's, which actually has brick and mortar businesses, and it turns out it's from Chili's. That's an issue, and I did actually cover a story that literally covered that specifically. I will leave that video in the description. Feel free to check it out. But the point is it really that big of a deal? I don't think so. In fact, Mr. Beast does the literal same thing with Mr. Beast Burger. Some folks argue that instead of being sovereign restaurants that are simply housed in another restaurant's physical location, ghost kitchens are actually just rebranded versions of commercial restaurants profiting from an obscure name and local image. Okay, I think I can hear what you're saying with that, because let's say there's a particular restaurant in your area that is pretty chain restaurant in general, but has a horrible, and I mean horrible reputation among the locals. And then you're like, I refuse to work with them under any circumstances. You order in one day and you accidentally order from that restaurant because you didn't even realize they were doing that. I could see why that could be an issue. In another TikTok, user HK from the Deep Dive at Deep Dive Newsletter refers to a video essay, The Deceptive World of Ghost Kitchens, by YouTuber Eddie Burbank. HK explains that Burbank illuminates how many ghost kitchens are actually run by major companies and profit from the image of small local businesses. Okay, that's an interesting perspective overall. In fact, I'm actually going to leave that YouTube video in the description as well, because that's an interesting perspective on the subject. Feel free to check that out. In the comments on Sarah's video, viewers were all too familiar with the deceptive quality of ghost kitchens. My husband fell in love with a pizza place called Pasquale's, ordered it all the time. We were eating Chuck E. Cheese pizza, one user shared. Yo, imagine you are actually falling in love with a place and you loved it no matter what. And then you're like, you know what? We're in the general area. Why don't we look for this Pasquale's place? You look for it everywhere. It turns out it was Chuck E. Cheese the whole time.
What? Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no. No, 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 no.
And if you don't have kids, you're putting a very suspicious image on yourself. I ordered an expensive hibachi dinner for my husband's birthday. Went to pick it up. It was the sketchy sushi restaurant in town no one ate at. A second person commented. Okay, that's actually pretty sketchy, to be perfectly honest with you. And also, think about how the driver is actually gonna think of that. Like, there's this one sketchy restaurant that you know you would never eat at, and you're going in there, you're like, who actually orders from this place? This place looks really dirty. This place is really gross. Why would I ever eat here? And it turns out they didn't even know it was them the whole time. Others argued that ghost kitchens are valid places to order from as long as they aren't repurposing the main restaurant's products. Yeah, if it's an actual ghost kitchen with different food, then not just the same items rebranded, I'll get it, one user said. This is actually a good point. If it's completely different products, would it actually be okay? I think it would be. But then again, there are some products that if you rebrand them, is it really going to be that big of a difference? Like if you put chicken tenders A and chicken tenders B, they're both pretty much chicken tenders. What's the big deal there? But let's say you have a set of products plus the chicken tenders, and then you have another set of products plus the chicken tenders, and there is some overlap, but overall they're completely different brands. I don't think that's that bad. bad. But if it's literally the same menu, copy paste, and just renamed everything, yeah, I could see how that's an issue. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. Then you pay me. There you go. Honestly, these are some really interesting takes on how ghost kitchens have been currently operating on a deeper level than what most people would actually think about. Because literally, I thought of it as just another source of income for restaurants, a little bit of confusion for the gig workers, but overall no big deal, and customers having more opportunities for them overall to get specific products they're looking for. But if those are the deeper issues, I definitely see why someone would be like, yeah, not really into that. And they feel it's sketchy and shady or whatever. Then they have Mr. Beast Burger, right? Which is a brand completely outside of most other brands that they can sell those products in their restaurant for. And Mr. Beast by far is a pretty big name on its own, regardless of what you think about the guy. Which I don't know why you can hate somebody for doing the right thing by people, but that's a different conversation. But like any other tool that is available on any other platform in any other industry, it seems like a good idea and it seems totally fine until someone finds a way to make it shady. And the people that use those tools and are using it incorrectly or in a scammy way really do ruin it for everybody else. But if you're concerned about picking up from ghost kitchens as a driver, they're gonna tell you in the app that it's this restaurant or whatever, and when in doubt, Google the address, whether you're a driver or a customer. But very interesting take on ghost kitchens, very informative. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!